All right, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Molly G, back at y'all on the episode of Running With You. And tonight I want to run with y'all about what happened with Mike Epps and the backlash he's received for his jail released comments. People just coming home for jail and getting celebrated, basically. And this has been a talking point for a while now. You know, a lot of people say people go to jail and they get celebrated more than a guy who goes to college and finishes colleges and graduates. I've been wanting to do a video on this for a while now, but I guess it's better late than never. But let's go ahead on and get into these clips so you can get more of a better understanding if you haven't been hearing about this topic. Let me go ahead on and react to it.
Journeys to celebrate, young men. Those are the wrong journeys to celebrate, young men. There's no reward for coming home after 30 years. You don't get a care package. You are a failure. Get out here and help these kids. Now, pay that back forward. You see what I'm saying? That's the reward. Those are the wrong.
Now you see, Jim Jones, he don't really have much to say. Everybody call him the oldest YN. I think Jim Jones would be the first one to celebrate somebody coming home from jail, you know, with an all-out lavish welcoming home than to celebrate someone graduating college. Within a black community, it is a badge of honor. It is a token of respect. It is, you know, a rite of passage, you know, especially for a lot of young men. Like I remember being in New Orleans and, you know, being in high school and certain guys, you know, peers of mine, you know, getting arrested and, you know, others are telling him, oh yeah, you just got about that thing, huh? You just got about that bing, how you a grown man, uh-huh, okay. You know, and men view it as respect to other men and women view it as, you know, attractiveness because, you know, if you went to jail, you basically, you know, can hold your own and fit for yourself. But at the same time, nobody knows what a person was dealing with while he was in jail. You don't know if he was getting punked, you don't know if he was getting ran over, nothing, you know. And guys get out of jail and a lot of women are getting attracted to them and they don't know what they was doing in jail with, around other men, especially in a certain length amount of time that they had to go in there. But like I say, man, it's just one of those things within our community that I think we view different. You know, now ain't nothing wrong with celebrating, you know, someone going to jail and they actually have the growth. You hear it, you know, during your talks to them during the jail calls or whatever. Now sometimes that could be tricky because people could say this and say that and get out and be back on the same bullshit. But for the guys who really went up in there, picked up a book, started working out, started self-reflecting, you know, and just becoming a better person to society when they get out, that should get owed a celebration. You know, I do believe that. Now the guys who's missing their kids' childhood, missing their damn near their whole adult life, going in, getting out, just a true jailbird, going to do 5 years, get out, back on the same shit, go do 3 years, and just never ending cycle. Those are the guys who take on the victim mindset. Those are the guys who try to place blame on everyone but themselves. Those are the guys who are comfortable being in uncomfortable situations and don't take no accountability for none of their actions, which just keep leading them down the wrong path and it gets into a cycle. You know, family members got to put money on your books, and then before you know it, you become that old guy who's 40, who's never amounted to anything but just gone to jail. They could teach you everything about surviving in jail, but can't survive for themselves in real life and fend for themselves. They always have to depend on some type of woman. They always have to depend on family and friends to loan them some money, try to help them out here, help them out there. And they always talk about the old days, what they used to do, what they used to have, you know. But I just think it's something in our community that we definitely could get better with, you know, because they would do an all out, you know, celebration for someone who's getting out of jail, you know, never amounted to nothing within the community. But when somebody graduates college, when somebody gets a very good job promotion, it's nothing, 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 no type of rewards, you know, just a pat on the back. Um, let me just get to this other clip I wanted to get into when he talked about the backlash he received, and he trying
What
to
I was trying to say
clear
is
it up.
we don't want to send kids mixed messages about coming home from prison, being celebrated, feeling like you got to go to prison and do 30, 40 years to be celebrated. I think you guys misunderstood that, misunderstood what I said. Um, wasn't saying that it was wrong to be celebrated, but we don't want to send a message to the kids saying prison is great, that you want to go home, go do 30 years and come home. I don't think that's cool. So I'm sorry if anybody took it the wrong way and got offended. I love my brothers. I've been incarcerated myself. I understand what that is, but I might have said it the wrong way, but I mean well. And I love you, brothers. Free my brothers that's coming home. My man Derek, free all the guys that's coming home, man. And about the food stamp thing. The food stamp thing was misunderstood too. What I was saying is that we need to break the cycle of being on food stamps. There's 3 generations of people that have been on food stamps. Of grandmother, mother, and daughter, that's crazy. We gotta do better. We can't think that we need assistance. I know there's some people out there that need assistance. That's well, fine, and understood. But there's people out there taking advantage of the system that's not good. So just want to apologize if I offended anybody.
And that's basically him trying to clear it up. People taking stuff out of context. And I think when it comes to the black community, like we always try to listen to react instead of listening to understand. And people got to realize this man is maybe in his mid 40s to maybe late 40s. No, it come a time in your life when you just get grown and mature. A lot of people probably still look at this man when he was on Friday being Day, the young, wild, brash guy. But at the end of the day, you mature and you see things differently, and you realize there's certain stuff that we doing that we need better for ourselves now. See the day in that back in the day and all that, he probably will be with 3 generations of food stamps and all that, because you're not as grown and mature and seeing things different. Because when you get grown, you start to see like, yeah, man, 3 generations, that's crazy. And you start to see that, people could get lazy by doing this and hindering themselves, handicapping themselves, and is abusing a system that should be for the people who really need it. And a lot of people got to understand that Mike Epps is like an OG. Like, this dude came out of the slums of Gary, Indiana, and Gary, Indiana is a treacherous place. He probably was even in gangs, so he been in jail. So he sees both sides of the equation. And when you talk to somebody who only see one side of the equation, somebody from the suburbs trying to tell you, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that, or somebody from the hood trying to tell you what this is like on the other side, like when you get somebody that got perspective on both sides, they got wisdom and growth at the same time. They came from out of these same situations that he could relate to and talk to these people. You got to take what they say for a little bit more value than with somebody else who might not have that same experience. Um, People get mature and they see life different, bro. And I think that people just gotta respect that this man is getting to his older, you know, self and conscious mind, and he's being able to really see things for what it really is. And what it really is the black community. We need to do better. And I think they was using Blueface, because he just got out of jail. They was using Max B because he just got out of jail. And of course, Blueface, he made a response to it. But once again, Blueface is still young. So he might not, take the comments that Mike Epps said lightly, But if he was older, he'll probably see and recognize that, yeah, you know what? I kind of understand where he's coming from, because I missed a lot of my children's growing up due to being incarcerated. I miss my daughter's graduation. I miss my son's first time learning how to ride a bike. You miss milestones because your actions. Not only that, you put your girl in a bind. You put your mama at worry. Like it affects way more than just the man. And that's what I think a lot of men gotta understand. But I want to know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Are y'all agreeing with Mike? Are y'all agreeing with the people who gave him backlash? What do y'all believe? Like within this black community, how we prioritize negative things and we champion the negative and we push the negative, stereotypes about us to the forefront instead of just saying, man, you know what? We gotta just do better, If y'all like the video, go ahead on and hit it with the like button. If you're not subscribed, go ahead on and subscribe what you're waiting on. If you would like for me to react to something, a video that you'll have in mind, go ahead on and hit up the email, nocapnofilter7@gmail.com. If you would like to see me speak on anything, hit up the email, nocapnofilter7@gmail.com. Until next time, I'm out.